Let's go.
Bingetown, how we feeling tonight? It's your boy Dave here with Kyle and longtime friend of the pod, Alki. We are back again here to bring you more anime content with Attack on Titan, episode 77, Sneak Attack. As a reminder to everyone, we will not be covering things in scene by scene order rather than in character buckets. So for this episode, we'll be starting with Gabby and Falco's storyline, then moving our way into Armin, Mikasa, and the rest of the squad, and then finishing with the Eren, Reiner, and Zeke content. So to get right into things, what were the first impressions of the episode? We'll start with Kyle, of course, the newbie. Kyle has, and to recap as well, Kyle here is an anime only. Me and Alki will be anime and manga experts, so we will not be spoiling anything for anybody. So Kyle, get right into it.
So we actually watched this episode all together, which was fun. But it was like classic in the beginning. We're kind of getting rehashed what happened last episode. But I think that the whole idea of Zeke getting there, like the jump from Zeke's storyline episode 1 episode 2, I think is great. And I'm excited to see how that develops. But it seems like this is a perfect setup episode for next episode. It seems like next episode is going to be the meat and potatoes stuff, while this was kind of getting some chess pieces in the correct place. So I thought it wasn't bad. It definitely, like when it ended, it was like, oh my god, like that was it. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens next week.
Alki,
I thought it was underwhelming. I mean, because it's hard because I am expecting, I know what's going to happen, so I just thought it was a little slow episode. I think they spent too much time in the beginning recapping that whole conversation in the jail cell, which I'm sure we will talk about. I mean, it's important to recap a little bit, but it's like I thought it was just a little too much. Yes, I thought the Zeke line was fun and cool. The Cart Titans like sneak attack on Zeke was pretty dope, and that was like the best part of the episode, I thought. And I'm eager to see what happens when Zeke and Eren connect.
Agreed. Not much of a great episode from my perspective. Just a solid episode of just putting pieces together where we need them to be. So next episode will definitely be the one, Kyle. So be on the lookout for that. I'm excited to get your reaction to that. That's going to be incredible. So like I said, we'll start with the Gabby and Falco storyline of this arc. And we open up with Gabby and Colt looking for Falco, who is with the military police guy. What's his name? Mr. Niall-san.
Niall. I think that was Erwin's buddy in the cadet training.
It was actually, I did not like Niall when we first get introduced to him, whenever it was like season 1, because he was just a lackadaisical military police guy. He just didn't really care too much about anything going on outside of the district and the king and everything. And the only up until when Erwin is making his case and they fake out the fake council of people to they do the coup d'etat. So that was when I first started liking him. And now this scene definitely makes me love him, honestly.
Yeah. I thought it was I guess it's a little bit of a redemption story for him, because he was about to backstab Erwin and put him in jail or whatever it was in season 1 when they were going to try to capture Annie and all that happened. But it was cool to see him help out Falco. I think Gabby's annoying as crap, but but Falco is he seems like a good dude.
Any thoughts on Niall, Kyle?
Yeah, I honestly didn't really see this conversation coming. It feels almost like not filler, because you just love the action stuff, but I think this is almost where Attack on Titan shines a lot, is where we get these incredible situations that are just so horrifying and desperate, and then we see how people react to them. So I honestly liked Falco and his conversation, and then I also like when he kind of leads Falco back to Colt and Gabby.
Yep, and that's exactly what happens. Colt and Gabby are kind of on the lookout right outside of where Falco and the military police are. they get noticed by Niall and Falco, and Niall walks Falco over to them, and Gabby and Colt are just ready to just kill this guy. They just think he's a devil and they're ready to jump him. And Gabby kind of tugs him and just says, like, let's just give it a second. Let's just play it out and see what happens. And it ends up, he just hands him over. He hands over Falco to the squad, and they're all reunited and they just dart off. But we do see a little bit of character growth here from Gabby a little bit.
Yeah. And it continues right into the next scene too. I when that happened, I thought like, okay, like that's nice. And that she did it. And then the next scene just kind of cranks it up when they're hiding in whatever that house is. And I guess that's Sasha's family, right?
Yeah. So they're in the house. Sasha's family is walking by as they're inside the house. And, Sasha's dad and like the other rest of the family is hoping that Gabby and Falco are okay. However, the one girl is still bent on the fact that she can't, like, she wants to kill Gabby essentially. And you can see the look on Gabby's face here where she's crying. She's actually crying, and she feels for the people of Paradise Island here. And it's just, going from early in season 4, part 1 of when she's completely like everyone on the island is a devil. There's no escaping that. And to hear her shedding tears of being like cast out by this family who she was supposed to hate but ended up really liking, and it's just crazy. And I still hate Gabby, don't get me wrong, Alki, I'm on your side too. I hate Gabby, but this was a really big moment for her.
I feel bad for her. She's so brainwashed.
Yeah, that's all
They're all brainwashed. It's like it's such a sin to see they are like honorary Marlians, but really they're in a ghetto. It's direct parallel to what happened to, like, it's like kind of like what's going on, what happened with the Holocaust. They're in this own little thing. I don't mean to say it's just like that, but it's obviously a play on like racial discrimination. I was thinking about this earlier. Falco, he mentioned he poured his heart out. He's like, I betrayed Marley. I helped Eren. And also, I love you, Gabby, which I couldn't give a shit about. But if he goes back, they could murder him and his family. However this all plays out, because he's a traitor, and that just sucks. He didn't mean to. Eren totally used the shit out of him.
I think this scene wasn't especially like. I think Gabby's realization isn't especially surprising, because it does seem like that's kind of like a theme of these brainwashed characters, but
it's like point of the show.
I really like though that she apologizes to Falco, and she's like, I am the reason why you're in this situation, like I'm sorry about that. And I like I mean, I guess I just thought it was funny how he just is like, I love you, and they're all kind of looking at him like, what the fuck? And then he's like, because he might turn into a Titan at any time, I just want to get it out there. And I thought that was like a very heartwarming reason for him to say that. That makes me feel even worse for Falco, because I don't mind him so much.
Yeah, I don't mind him.
Robin loves Falco's confession. She loved reading it and then loved seeing it on the screen. I root for Falco as well, and I think what he did was the right thing, especially since he was hiding it for so long. And like, even though he did kind of make it clear in some ways that Gabby just couldn't get it through, he needed to just actually say it. And so for him to actually say it here I'm happy for him that he was able to get that on paper. But
so now their goal is to get to Zeke, and maybe he won't scream to turn everyone into Titan, because he'll find out that Falco is a Titan.
Yeah.
And if I was a new watcher, if I were you, Kyle, I think Zeke wouldn't give a fuck.
That's what I was just going to say. One life is not worth sabotaging the plan that they've worked this hard for. There's no fucking way.
We'll come to a conclusion on that arc. We'll be on the lookout for them. It's going to just pick up from here, definitely. Now we go into the cold open of the episode, which we, again, don't really need to cover too much since we did it last episode. But essentially all it is Armin is rallying the troops to help defend Eren, because everyone, especially Connie, is anti-Eren right now. They're like, everyone's betraying us. Like Annie, Bertold, Reiner already did that. Like, fuck Eren too if he's going to betray us. But Armin's just kind of saying all these things like, look, he doesn't actually want to euthanize us. If you think about it, he's always been for us. And if you need, like, he doesn't need Zeke at the end of the day. Like, he always has the founding Titan. And just a good scene, but just kind of unnecessary to throw it back in here for 5 minutes of the episode. And then we get into the intro. It's like, it's kind of unnecessary. I guess they wanted to hammer it home, but
yeah, it's kind of like typical anime, but it's more like typical like One Piece. So One Piece I feel like does a lot. Well, seems like they don't have a lot of time, but I did like the little things that they added. Like I like Gene admitting that he thinks Eren is cool and that he doesn't want him to die yet. Connie's line about not wanting to die because he wants to punch him in the face first. These are good moments. Armin has the flashback to when Eren says like, "Oh, like if we just kill everyone, we'll be free," where he's trying to now uncover what Eren's reasoning is for acting the way he is. But yeah, it's just kind of tough to like wait all week for the episode and then we open up and we're watching scenes we already watched, and that is a little sad.
The only extra bit of content we get from that ending scene is we now see them go to the jail cells. Basically, they try and get Commander Shaddis, whatever his name is, and he has no motivation to go on at all. Clearly, he's just like, just go on without me, leave me here. But they meet up with Pixis, who tells them that he should probably lay off the wine. And they quickly realize, they immediately get the joke that he's making and that has spinal fluid inside of him.
I love Pixis, man. Smiles in the face of death.
Yeah,
since the first season, he's always been the same. I love
him.
That.
There's only like 2 people that have never like sweat, like 3 people that have never really, 2 have never sweat in a situation is like Erwin and Pixis. Like no matter what information they get told, like it seems like they always know. Like I was gonna say Levi in that.
I was just gonna ask who your third was,
but it was when they were fighting the Beast Titan for the first time. I'm pretty sure he's like looking at Erwin like, what the fuck are we supposed to do now? Yeah, like he is kind of sweating.
Levi's follows order, and Levi follows orders, and he'll never waver from them. But he's a really great tool. He's not like a leader the way that Pixis and Erwin are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I want to touch on
Pixis. Great leader in this scene when he's like kind of organizes everyone. Everyone's got their black cloth, and he kind of is now giving people purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good at uniting. He's good at organizing and uniting people. He did it. Didn't he do it in that whole speech, season 1, when he was like, "Yeah, you can leave if you want, but you'll leave and like everybody, your whole family's gonna die, pretty much, right?" Isn't that what he said? And he motivated everyone to stay, and a lot of people to stay and fight. I like
Pixis.
Yeah, Pixis is cool. I wanted to say one quick thing. When I first watched for season 1 in like 2013, and as I was reading, I always was not the hugest fan of Gene. Now that I'm rewatching, I think Gene's the man.
He is one of my favorites, definitely.
Yeah, they all had a collective glow up, like the OG kind of cadet squad, but he has grown so much and grown so well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Besides Eren, he's grown the most out of anybody. And then the other final thing we get about with this group is we see Mikasa leaving her scarf behind as she goes to battle to save Eren, which is another big character development this is our third huge character development. And Mikasa now is kind of, I think this was more of a symbolism of trying to move past Eren. I'm not sure if I don't know if you took it differently, Kyle, but that was what it meant to me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if can she even like in her DNA do that? Like I don't even know if she it feels like she physically can't do that, but this is her like taking a small step.
I think she wants to. Like she wants to at this point in time, but I agree with you. I don't think she's always going to fight for Eren no matter what.
I think I just understood it as her being conscious and trying to make a change from her past, right? So it's just like normal character development.
Yeah, that's good. The word conscious, I like that. It's like she mentions free will a lot in the beginning of this episode too. So
yeah, she's just trying to be, because now she's aware of everything that Eren said, right? And she's thinking about these things. She's trying to put Eren aside to make decisions that aren't influenced by him. We'll see if that happens, but this is, I think, her reasoning for putting the scarf down.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a very good reasoning as well. I was just, I guess, trying to simplify it in my mind, but yeah, we see her leave the scarf behind, and now we get into the real meat and potatoes of the episode, which continues to be the Reiner and Eren fight. So last we left off, Reiner was impaling Eren essentially and had him on the ropes. And here we get a little inner monologue from Reiner talking about how he's kind of coming to this realization that he's nothing like Eren at all, which I would disagree with. We've already said it last episode for the most part. I think he's just he needs a reason to move on, and if it's him just blindly saying that he's nothing like Eren, then that's going to get the job done, you know. So he's kind of he's coming to terms with what's going on in the world, and he's kind of realizing that he is trying to save the world again. I think is what's happening there.
I'm a sucker for these scenes. I really like exploring the mental state of both Reiner and Eren, especially when it happens like kind of back to back with each other like this.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, Eren just has no fucking quit in him at this point. I mean, he is just a fucking savage, and I just love how Reiner and Eren are like heavyweights, and they go at it hard, and their fight's good. And then Galliard's just like a fucking fly that Eren just has to continually swat to get back to the fight.
My note is literally, why does Galliard even fight? Because Eren just rocks him every fucking time.
Yeah, I've just wrote that he's a punk ass bitch. He literally just gets tossed like all the time. Eren basically catches him by his fucking jaw in midair and just throws him across the whole city.
Okay, something I like that you touched on our last recording was how you felt like the story kind of shifted from Eren to Reiner kind of around this point in time. I don't know if you still feel that way, but that's true because I'm kind of picking it up as I'm watching now, is that seasons 1 to 3, we were getting Eren's inner monologue the whole time.
Exactly.
Seasons 4, part 1 and 2 now, it's only been Reiner's inner monologue. We've never had a glimpse at what Eren's been thinking since the time skip, which is crazy.
That's why I said that. I remember reading and being like, okay, they shifted like the point of view a lot, because now I thought the author was, and it's being told this way too in the anime, Eren is the collective villain for many sides of this whole thing, even amongst his friends. I mean, they're like, what is going on with Eren? The Survey Corps doesn't know what's going on. You have this Jaeger, so now he's got like these zealots following him, and Reiner is caught in between all of it because he still has these strong feelings towards these people that he thought were devils, but he realized aren't, right? And it's an internal struggle that he's still battling.
And even their character designs are like kind of opposite too. Like Eren now has donned the black cape. He's got the black hair. Like he's got a dark demeanor to him. Reiner has usually like a light tan kind of coat or something white. He's got the light hair. Like they're just I don't know if that was purposeful at all, but just they are literally yin and yang.
Definitely some symbolism there, kind of like Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. He always wore black robes the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then he ended up becoming Darth Vader. And that was like,
whoa,
spoiler.
Did you know Darth Vader is Luke's father? Let's get us back on track. Literally, it's just a scene of going back and forth between Eren just fucking up Reiner and Galliard. Although he is taking a lot of significant damage. Like his jaw might be dislocated. His leg is kind of limping about, so he's kind of struggling a little bit. To which Zeke appears and starts providing support, which I really like how his thing is like throwing. Like they all have like a mastery in something, and like the Beast Titans is throwing. It's just very unique, and just seeing how powerful just simply throwing rocks can be is really awesome, to be honest. It's really cool how they do it.
I would agree. When you first meet him, I would not have guessed that's what his MO was. And if you told me that, I would think that you were lying to me. And it looks so wonky at first, but we've had multiple experiences now of how deadly he is with it. So it still looks kind of funny to me when he winds up and throws things. But
I love the submarine pitch when he although it's really messed up how he does it when he's fucking up the scouts at that battle. When he just like underhands it, he's like, "Oh, I changed my pitching style. Like none of you can see it." And it's just like I love when he does the submarine. But yeah,
he's got like so much torque with his arms,
dude. He's a perfect throw every time. Like he's picking out aircrafts from the sky. He's literally shooting Galliard, who the Jaw Titan is known for its elusiveness. Like picking it out of the air too. Like he's just so insane with his ability. Like he is just so perfect for the Beast Titan.
Well, that's the whole thing. He's called the Wonder Boy.
Yeah,
it's I think he's the first person to realize the Beast Titan's potential that over anyone that's dawned it in the past. That's what I've understood from the conversations like the Marlians have had. Also, he is the only one to have had royal blood using it. That's
That's
think
true.
probably.
That gives them
Well,
a
they
little bit
don't.
of an advantage.
They just found that out, didn't they?
I don't even know if they know. I think we know because we know his mom is the
They
heir
talk
to the
about it.
throne.
I
They
think
talked
they
about it in
know.
episode 1. I feel like the Card Titan.
Him and Commander Magath have definitely talked
Yes, that
about
guy.
it. They've definitely like Zeke was talking about it. He's like, oh, you just want to like redeem yourself for your parents' misfortune. Like kind of, I think at the end of the day, everyone knows that Zeke is royal blood. And that's why they know it's such an issue for him to meet up with Eren as well. That's why like traitor stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I do
yeah.
remember when he was talking to Colt, who is supposed to inherit the Beast Titan. Colt was saying, "Oh, like you're so good at it, and you don't even have, and you're not even royal." And Zeke was just like, "Yeah." So I guess maybe Peak knew because they're close. I don't know.
It's possible. But we also catch a glimpse here of Yelena just being a fucking psychopath. She is pulling a Joker here. She is just watching the city burn and loving every second of it.
That shot is amazing.
Yeah, it was really well done shot when the airship's kind of like falling out of the sky and it's just like her back. And it was like the Crollo Lucifer Hunter X moment when he's just like in the building, just like a symphony of chaos.
I saw the manga panel and it looked like spot on with it. It looked really good.
I thought the shot was really well done. And here we get the squad arriving. So it's Mikasa, Armin, all of them. Yelena tells them that apparently, based off what they've seen, that Levi and Hanji must have been defeated by Zeke because Zeke is here and they are nowhere to be seen. And Armin pulls this card where he's like, we have to stop them from meeting up with each other, Zeke and Eren. That was their plan all along, is what Yelena admits. And we get this creepy shot of Yelena's face like overlooking Eren. I don't know if you guys like remember specifically what I'm talking.
Do I remember?
Yeah.
Of course I can remember, bro. What the fuck?
It was just the like craziest fucking thing in the world, that face. I've never seen any look like that in any anime or manga in my entire life, I'd have to say.
It's pretty sinister.
Yeah, it was also like I've never seen like disgust almost like depicted that visually. It was pretty crazy. You're right. I've never seen that facial expression in any manga or either anime that I've ever watched in my entire life.
And I think she's giving this facial expression to basically show like Armin that she's seeing through what he's talking about. Like he's like Armin's agreeing with her that they have to stop Eren and Zeke, and she knows that there's something more than just them wanting to help her out in this situation. So I think it was more of like a death stare, like I still like, and then she counters it with the like, oh, like only you can save him or something like that.
I thought Yelena wants them to meet.
Yeah. Armin is saying like, hey, we'll
help them.
Yeah, we need to help.
Or maybe
Zeke and Eren because they're the only
Yes.
ones that can save the world. And then she makes that face, and I was like, why?
She's like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
That's what it is more is about, is like it's used to show that
he's agreeing with her now. They just threw him in jail because he wasn't agreeing with them. Now he's out of jail, and now he's agreeing. So she's definitely suspicious.
But she knew that Armin was not going to go with her
that
plan.
face. She has the worst poker face.
But she says like, oh, I'll support anybody that wants to help Eren. I think she's gonna. It's like one of those things in a lot of movies you see. Like she's gonna allow them to help out, but stop their end goal. Try to whenever they get to that point.
And so the final main point of the episode is earlier the Car Titan was kind of flanked by Flock and some of the Jaegerists after Zeke had thrown some more debris at her. She had to take cover and they kind of swarm her, and we get the shot of her at the end. She's dissolving out of her Titan form and everyone's assuming that she's dead, but they're all like also like, who had the last shot? And then all of them get killed by the snipers that are hiding in the bones of the Titan. And Peak is yelling at Commander Magath to take the shot. General Magath now. He takes the shot and just doesn't take out Zeke's nape, but just enough to just warrant him to be useless from here on out.
Yeah, he fucks him up. It's almost for the angle, it's pretty much the perfect shot. He does say like, get us to a better angle, but I think pretty sure he takes off like Zeke's arm. But that like I liked how they show it like from kind of far away of Zeke standing there and then him slowly falling off the wall. I thought that was really well done. That really hit home of like oh my God, like that is happening right now. That was shocking.
And even Eren at this point in time, his plan is not going to fruition. He's a little worried in this situation. You could see it on his face, which is the first time we've seen him worried probably all season.
It was definitely a crazy ending. The episode itself was kind of slow in the beginning, and then amazing climax. So I mean, it did a good job of making me. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna fucking watch every week, but like, I'm really excited for next week.
Dude, you have no idea. Next week's episode is this. It might be a little bit of a longer discussion, but holy shit, you are in for it, man.
I hope that it happens. What you're saying is going to
think it
happen,
will.
so that we're not fucking left blue
The
balls.
episode we're definitely gonna get another tease at the end, like where the next episode is gonna end. In my head, where I think it's gonna end,
I think it's the same.
It's just gonna be like,
what?
Yeah, we're gonna be like, where's the next episode?
And you're gonna be like, it's gonna be the end.
Look at this quick language.
What?
I want to know. I want to be the cool kids. I want to know what we're talking about.
You're getting there. Oh, and by the way, just to let the people know as well, I think it is for the most part confirmed that this season will be 12 episodes released with the movie, which it sucks that we're gonna have to wait a year probably at least for the movie. But at the same time, I'm fine with it because I think the movie would be a better way to do it than just week by week. Like there's going to be so much like information thrown at us that there's just like, they can't do it week to week. They're going to have to show it all in one go. So I'm fine with it. But also at the same time, it's like,
I would hope they're kind of working on the movie now while the episode is like the season. They're done with working on it.
I'm pretty sure everything. I'm pretty sure. So for this season, the season is done.
So much.
The season is done, and they just need to edit it essentially week by week is what they have to do. So I'm pretty sure with that they've already started movie.
Started drawing, hopefully,
everything in the
movie, designing all that shit. I hope so, because that'll be this wait. Honestly, this wait wasn't terrible.
It was quickish, but it was a pretty busy week. I don't know about you.
It honestly helps when the summer is in between the wait.
He's talking about the season releases.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but because when the summer's there, it helps a little bit because the summer usually ends up fucking flying by while winter drags along at a snail's pace. So, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that they need the movie at this point, especially after this last episode and the pace of it. Like, I was actually worried. I was thinking, how are they going to get everything in with all the important details with only 10 more episodes left? So I'm happy to hear that it's a movie. I'm disappointed to hear that I'd have to wait. But I guess it sucks a little more for Kyle than it does for me. So
yeah, it's definitely
true.
Yeah,
true.
All right, do you want to give episode ratings?
Okay, I can go first. I think it's like a solid 6.5. If the first one was like a 7, flirting with like a 7.5, I think this one was objectively a little worse. That might have to be honestly. The first one was just we're back in the season, so it's fun and we're hype. But I think 6.5 is a very valid score. Wasn't anything insane. The Zeke stuff was fun. The Card Titan move was fun, but 6.5 for me.
Alki?
I would say a 6. Like average, run of the mill. I mean, I started off saying I didn't like the episode. It's not that I didn't like the episode. I just wanted more. We've been saying that the whole episode, this whole recording, this whole podcast. I wish I didn't do so much recap in the beginning. I know that it's a little bit necessary at times because the first episode throws a lot at you. So they try to make sure everybody's on the same page. It ended at a good level, and I'm excited to see how it's going to start next week. So
I'd say I'd also 6.5 is fine. I really do like Falco's confession. I think maybe Robin's rubbing off a little bit.
I was just gonna say that.
I do like that. That was really nice. We got it. Like the character, like I said earlier, we saw 3 characters hit huge strides in their character development. So I thought that was really cool, and it did end on a high mark. So I'll give it a 6.5. Then.
Are you talking about Gabby, Falco, and Mikasa?
What?
The 3 characters that had character development?
Gabby, Falco. No, Gabby, Mikasa, and
the
Nile.
Yeah. Okay.
That side character that no one really cares
Maybe
about,
I don't know,
but technically counts.
Yeah. But either way,
dead soon.
I'll reiterate it one last time. Next week's episode is going to be incredible, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be covering Attack on Titan weekly, continuing these 30-minute discussions of what our thoughts are on the episodes. Be sure to listen to our coverage of the Marvel Universe shows, Hawkeye, What If. We just got finished recording The Witcher, Wheel of Time. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to our Patreon. Other than that, Shinzo Sasagero, and we'll catch you guys next week.